All right, I'd like to give you a year-end update of the Cerritos College Student Success Plan. I know a number of you have been asking me about the plan, where we are. And I would say we've accomplished really three major things this year. We finished writing the plan, is the first thing, which was a big deal. We set up the infrastructure needed to implement and manage the plan. And then we started in on the implementation. So I'd like to just cover those three things very quickly here. First of all, we finished writing the plan. Now, as you recall, we started writing this plan in about 2006 in the Faculty Senate. The Board of Trustees last year, in the spring of 2009, asked that we put together the plan for the entire campus. The Faculty Senate pulled together a task force. The task force worked on writing the plan throughout the spring of 2009. They met all that summer and finished up in the fall of 2009. And then last semester, during the fall semester, the coordinating committee and the Faculty Senate approved the plan, and in December, the Board of Trustees received the plan. So that was one biggie. The second thing is we were able to set up all the infrastructure around the plan for implementing the plan. And that included a couple of key things. First of all, we set up a shared governance committee that was formed just, February 2010, something along those lines. It's a college committee. It's a shared governance committee. The committee itself reports to the coordinating committee. It's made up of equal numbers of faculty members and managers. It has a couple of CSEA members, a couple of students. And while it reports to the coordinating committee, the reports that it generates go directly to the Faculty Senate, Coordinating Committee, the campus at large, and the Board of Trustees. The membership is now all in place. Committee's full. We've met, I think, 5 times this semester. I was selected as the committee chair, and we are in the middle of putting up the website. If you want to take a look at it, you can see what it looks like in its rough draft format. You can find it at cerritos.edu/student success. So we finished writing the plan, we put up the infrastructure needed to implement the plan, and then we started in on the implementation. Now, like I said, we've only met 5 times, and that's where we've really been dealing with some of these infrastructure issues and the implementation. We've been structuring our initial implementation work around the upcoming State of Education address. We've scheduled that for Thursday, September 30th. That's one of those 5th Thursdays. It's going to be at 11 o'clock, from 11 to 12:15 in the teleconference center. All of the implementation we're doing on the plan right now is structured to get us ready for that State of Education address. And to understand how we're kind of approaching this, I'd like to just step you through the student success model that we're dealing with one more time. I know you've seen this on PowerPoint presentations probably a couple of times now, but let me just remind you of it, give you an update of where we're going on the implementation. Okay, the student success plan follows a pretty basic model. We've been talking about this for quite a while. And it really looks at 2 things. First of all, we say that student success, the way we're going to measure student success, is by looking at learning here and achievement. When we say we're going to look at how well students are learning, what we're talking about is how well are they learning the knowledge, concepts, skills, and values embedded in the college curriculum. And to measure this particular feature, we're going to look at the student learning outcomes. So the Student Learning Outcomes Committee is going to be helping us with that measurement. We're also going to measure student success by looking at achievement. Completing and progressing through the programs of the college is how we define achievement. There's a fairly established body of literature that deals with that. And the way we're going to measure this particular feature is by looking at the ARC data. All right, so in the State of Education address, at the top of the fall semester 2010, we're going to combine these measures for a snapshot of what student success looks like at Cerritos College right now. We'll also be able to look at some historical data to get a sense of how well we've been doing over time, and the ARC data also lets us look at how we compare to our peers. So that's how we're going to measure student success. The way we're trying to influence student success is by focusing on the learning environment, and the learning environment we've defined the learning environment to include these 5 areas: student engagement, teaching practices, learning support services, academic infrastructure, and instructional programs. The basic idea here is that if we can improve the learning environment, if we can improve these 5 areas, we'll be able to improve student success. In the State of Education address, we will provide an update on where we are with regard to student engagement. We're doing a study on that right now. We should have some very good data for everyone to look at there. We'll do the same with regard to teaching practices. We should have a very good snapshot of where we are at Cerritos College with regard to our teaching practices. We'll provide some data on where we are with our learning support services, academic infrastructure, and instructional programs. We'll be collecting data. We've already collected a lot of it, and we'll finish collecting the data over the summer, the top of the fall semester. So we have a snapshot of where we are with regard to our learning environment, and we're also going to collect from program review documents, unit planning documents, a couple of surveys we've done, and other documents on campus. We're going to be collecting all of the things that the campus community has said we need to do, the things we need to do to improve student engagement, teaching practices, these 5 areas. We should be able to give a clear definition and snapshot of where we are with regard to student success. We should be able to give a clear snapshot of where we are with regard to our learning environment, all 5 of those areas. And we should be able to give a comprehensive list of what the Cerritos College community says we need to do to improve in those 5 areas for the learning environment. I thought it was a good year this year for the Student Success Committee. We got the plan approved, we got the infrastructure up, and we started implementing the plan. And of course, all the credit for that goes to the committee members. So let me, I know they're up at the website, but let me read you their names real fast. Carl Bankston, Stephen Clifford, Jan Connell, Rachel Mason, Kim Westby, Frank Mixon, Peter Maloney, Chris Myers, Maricela Pedroza, Linda Rose, Tracy Akita, Juan Mercado, Eduardo Iniguez, Yamari Feliciano, David El Fatel, and although she's not a member, Deb Moore. She comes to every meeting, so she is, we're considering her a member. All right, if you have any questions or you want to get involved with the Student Success Plan, Student Success Committee, feel free to get a hold of me.